we'll get you plenty of time to get those bets in. And here on the show, we'll give out live free picks from the primetime games, and we'll use the Pick Dogs crew here. And let's take a look at who's on the show for today. We got Shane Mickel here. Mitch will join us today, as will Rod Zawacki, Alex Smart will lead us up, and Chris Ruffalo will serve as co-host. We got Ninos, and Damon Sash signs in early today, so we get to see Damon on the opener. And of course, then we got Tony Brown will join us as well. All right, Chris, we got a full lineup. We're actually going to add Ann Shore to the show. She has a special appearance today, Chris. So we got a big lineup tonight.
Probably possibly our biggest show yet. I think we hit double digits on the amount of picks we have coming today. So absolutely loaded show. I'm excited to get started.
Very excited to get started. All right, let's go ahead and welcome Alex Smart to the show. Alex, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Alex, how are you doing today?
Good, gentlemen. How's everything? Good?
We're doing great. I know we're trying to figure out this puzzle called the NBA. I know it's always talked about injuries, but now we're dealing with the COVIDs, the protocols, the contact tracing. What else are they going to throw at us, Alex?
They've thrown everything at us that they can, and I'm sure there's probably more surprises to come. But, I'm not going to complain about what's going on here. I'm not going to complain that, it's really kind of hard to handicap a game from day to day. But, it's taken more time now to sort of, organize and understand that, home court advantage may not be home court advantage anymore. So I think, as we ruffle through some of the changes, I think you're going to see most of the guys on the site start to really come around with big numbers in the NBA. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. All right, Alex, you're going to take a look here at the late night game. NBA League Pass channel has the Knicks at the Warriors here. Golden State going to lay 4.5. There's a few fives out there, but you can shop for the best number, total 214.5.
Well, like you said, a lot of people get their guts ripped out by betting on New York, but we're not betting on New York tonight. We're gonna go with Golden State. Once again, we're going with a short home favorite. Home, brackets, whatever that means now. They're comfortable playing in their own building. New York, very, very streaky. They've won 2 in a row, but just before that, they lost 5 in a row. And that's, sort of the way the season's gone for them. And I just don't feel really confident with New York here in this situation. And Golden State showed some life lately. They've won 4 of their last 6 games, and they're looking strong. I just like them in this spot, and I recommend we lay the points.
All right, Alex Smart here with laying the points here. Golden State Warriors against the New York Knicks. All right, Chris, of course, this Knicks team have battled a lot of injuries. We know Burks has been someone out. Even if he plays, maybe a little rusty coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're starting to see the Knicks resort to being back to being the Knicks. I'm not saying that I'm not writing them off completely, but it's just, the luster's worn off after the first couple weeks of the season. Now we're into the nitty gritty we're starting to get into the deeper parts of the schedule, and we're seeing which teams, have that sustainable X factor, and which were just a sort of a flash in the pan that we rode for the first couple weeks. And now we're really starting to get a feel for the teams, like Alex was saying. If you think a few of the guys are going to start getting onto some teams, catching onto some trends, and we're going to start seeing it go forward.
Absolutely. All right. We've got Alex Smart here on the Warriors laying the points here against the New York Knicks. All right, Alex, a nice night of hoops on the card tonight as well as hockey. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I've got 6 college basketball selections for tonight. I feel real strong about these selections. I've got some NBA action, and I've got a full card of NHL. So, and that'll be consistent here for the rest of the winter and into the spring.
All right, guys, check out Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs Premium. Of course, they pick up one of those long-term passes here from Alex. He's got that 7 and 30-day pass. When you pick those up, you get all plays that Alex releases at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And for the period of time that would include NBA, college basketball, NFL playoffs, of course, as well as the NHL. NHL back in action here, so good time to pick up one of those long-term passes here from Alex Smart. As our man Pig Dog Junkie says, Smart, the beast, my guy. So he's definitely your guy, so get on board here with Alex Smart. All right, Alex, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you in a couple days.
Yeah, good seeing you guys. Take care. Yeah.
All right, everybody, Alex Smart here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on. It's time to talk some hockey now. We were talking about hockey earlier, so let's bring on Tony Brown. You see him near the leaderboards in NHL season this year. And Tony Brown, you'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Tony, how you doing today?
Good, man. It's such a quick turnaround between Tuesday and Thursday. I feel like I never left.
Yeah, that's right. Such a quick turnaround. And, of course, you just keep going up the rankings in NHL. And you're going to be looking at an NHL game tonight. as on NBC Sports Network. It's the TV game between Tampa Bay and Columbus. Tampa Bay laying about $1.55. Goal total sits here at 5.5.
Yeah, I love that total with Tampa Bay. This game should be more of a minus 200. I mean, they're on the road, so with the home ice advantage, for the other team, they got a short number at 155, 160, but no fans in the stands. What really is true home ice advantage nowadays? And I mean, we got the defending Stanley Cup champions. You know what I mean? We got Steven Stamkos, Mr. Captain America himself, All-American, you know what I mean? He's the best player in the game, MVP. And that team reads like an all-star team. Vasilevsky and goal has been lights out. They got Kucherov over there. It's just, they're going crazy, man. If they were at home, they'd definitely be minus 200 or more. I love that short line at minus 155. We're going to pound them on the money line to win. In a little bit of small action on the puck line, they're too good. You know what I mean? They scored 10 goals in just 2 games, and their opponents haven't scored 10 goals in 4 games. They only have 8 goals after 4 games, so it's going to be lopsided, man. They're better on offense, they're better on defense, and small play on the puck line, and then a big play on the money line just to knock it out for sure.
All right, that's Tony Brown here for the show. Pick Tampa Bay Lightning minus 155 in this one. All right, Chris, your thoughts here on this start of the season, of course, with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, like Tony said, defending Stanley Cup champions. This is always a team that's going to be, a favorite to at least make it out of the East with Vasilevsky, Stamkos, Braden Point. This is a loaded team. It's just a matter of, turning that success into prolonged success once they get to the playoffs and, not being the President's Trophy winner that has the best record in the league that goes out to this Columbus team as an 8th seed. Like they did 2 years ago. So I think it's just a matter of, yes, they won the Stanley Cup this last year, but now it's going to be a matter of seeing if they can repeat, which no one's done, I believe, in the last 20 years. So it'll be interesting to see. Tampa Bay is definitely a favorite to repeat this year, though.
No doubt about that. All right, Tony Brown's pick here, Tampa Bay Lightning for the show, laying $1.55 against Columbus. He's a lot of line value here with the Lightning. All right, Tony, let's take a look here at the numbers, man. You are off to a good start here in NHL. Over 300 units documented here on the site. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Like always, man, we have the 3-day, the 7-day, and the 30-day pass. But for the serious players, you want the Super Bowl picks, you want the NFL playoffs, the NBA. My VIP All Sports Pass is the way to go if you're really serious about making money. You get every pick I release from every sport, playoffs and championship picks included, for just one low price. So go over to the site, grab that pass, and let's make money all year.
That's right, guys. Make money all year. We're here with Tony Brown. You get one of those long-term passes. You see the numbers there from NHL documented. Those long-term passes, as Tony said, you'll get all the plays that he releases over at Pig Dogs Premium for the length of time you select. So check them out over there at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Tony, as always, it's great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Always good to be here, man. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
All right, everybody. Tony Brown here on the drive-through, guys. That was Tony, and we got a lot of picks on the show for tonight, so we're going to continue on, and welcome to the show, El Ninos, and we're going to hockey will still be on the table here. We got a lot of hoops coming up. We got some NBA and, of course, the college hoops, but we've got the Cappers coming in with some hockey here to get the show started, so let's go ahead and dial in El Ninos. El, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great. All right, you're going to be looking at this one here at 7 Eastern time. NHL Center Ice has the Flyers and the Boston Bruins in this contest, and we've got the Bruins home favorites about $1.55. Total sits about 5.5 here with juice on the total.
Yeah, I think we're getting a lot of value here on the much hotter team. The Flyers coming off that 3-0 win over the Sabres. They lost their previous game to the Sabres, but bounced right back. They won their first 2 games, so they're 3-1 on the season. While Boston's just 1-1 against some much weaker teams. Again, this is arguably the best team they'll be facing so far. Yeah, Boston, I think they'll be struggling this season until they get Pasternak back, and I just don't see them competing against these better teams. So I think I'm going to take a shot tonight on the Flyers plus 135 here.
All right, El Ninos here with the Flyers plus 135. It'll be hoops the rest of the way. We got 2 hockey picks in to start the show. Chris, what's your thoughts here on these Flyers and Boston Bruins, their outlook for the rest of the season?
Well, it's like Al said, this is a Boston team that's waiting to get David Pastrnak back, that's trying to sort out their, losing their top defensive pairing on the fly. Philadelphia, we saw the emergence of Carter Hart last year. This is still a very good team that retained a good chunk of that roster. It's going to be interesting. These are two teams that I do see in the top four at the in the Eastern Conference at the end of the season. It's still early. We're still going to have to see. This is a spot right now. I know it's only 4 or 5 games into the season, but I think this is going to be a spot where we really see where these two teams are at. I mean, this is a gut check for Boston, and this is a real test for Philadelphia as well. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Interesting game to watch here. NHL Center Ice package, Flyers and the Bruins. All right, Al, we got a lot of cover. We got a lot of hoops going off tonight. We got NHL top of the hour. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I got 2 NBA, 2 college basketball, and my favorite NHL player of the night. This is a pretty solid one. Almost made the card, the premium card, but just stayed off it. I love it. I like it a lot nonetheless, so I think you should give it a shot. And then, of course, we say the longer-term passes won't be here tomorrow. I'll be missing you guys on the weekend, so pick up a 3-day pass if you miss me too. And I'll be seeing you guys again on Monday.
All right, guys, that's right. Pick up L's passes over at Pig Dogs Premium. Matter of fact, you get that 1-day pass tonight. Take those winnings and apply to one of his long-term passes. That 3-day pass will get you all his plays. That would be NHL. That would be the NBA, college hoops, and, of course, the NFL playoffs here at Championship Weekend. So go ahead and get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you then, guys. Have a good one.
All right, that was Al Ninos here. Join us here on the drive-thru. Guys, just a reminder, if you would, to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. Now, it all gets started at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show with Mitch. You got Chris, you got Rod Zawacki, Brian Biller. Ron Romanelli will join on the weekends. Of course, the Computer Pick Show precedes us at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, our show, The Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, Championship Weekend, that means Mitch's halftime pick. So, for Championship Weekend, Sunday, be sure to tune in and get those halftime picks from Mitch. And, of course, set those notifications for that Sunday, those Sunday halftime picks. And, of course, as always, please help us out. Give us that thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate it. Chris, that helps our audience grow.
Absolutely, it does. I mean, it helps us bring premium content to you guys, like the drive-thru, like our morning show, like the newly minted MMA show, as well as the Computer Pick Show. All of this, helps us get the likes, the subscribers, helps get our product out to a bigger audience, to a newer audience that may not have seen our stuff. And everybody likes making money, right? And, if you guys help us out with a thumbs up, you're already watching the show. It's just right underneath the video. Give us the like. Just scroll back up. You're not going to miss anything. You're just going to miss these two faces right here. You'll still hear us. It helps us out a ton, helps us out a lot. But we always appreciate the support from the Pick Dogs family.
Absolutely appreciate that support. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now, it's nothing but hoops the rest of the way. NBA and college basketball picks. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Chris, up front and center, you're going to be looking at this game on Fox 1, 9 Eastern time. Has Indiana at Iowa. Right now, we're seeing Iowa laying about 10. There's 10.5s out there, so shot for the best line. Total about 150.5.
Yeah, this is one game that I really had to circle on the schedule for tonight. Yeah, this is as good as a premium for me. It was number 6 out on the 5-game list. So, I mean, you have two teams, Indiana and Iowa, that over the past few years have played each other very tight. This has been a very hard-fought rivalry between the Hoosiers and the Hawkeyes. The problem is that this year, the talent disparity between Indiana and Iowa is just too big. Indiana, yes, they have Trace Jackson Davis, and they have, Rob Finney. They have some good pieces, but this is just a really good Iowa team. Jordan Bohannon, Joe Wieskamp, obviously Luka Garza in the middle. This is a very good Iowa team, and unfortunately, it hasn't really mattered who's gone into Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Hawkeyes they've set down everyone that's come into their path. They've beaten up on the teams earlier in the schedule, but everyone that's come into Carver Hawkeye has lost by double digits. That includes North Carolina, Iowa State, Purdue, Northwestern, Minnesota. Iowa just wins big at home. I expect this to be no different. I think what we have here is a beat down. I expect Indiana to hang around early, but as the game goes on, as Iowa starts hitting those outside shots, it's going to be the Hawkeyes that start pulling away. I mean, how many times have we seen the Hawkeyes really, whether they're struggling or not, it's one guy can always just pick up the next guy. I mean, if Bohannon's not scoring and Garza's not scoring, well, Wieskamp's drilling threes, and vice versa. So this is a very good Hawkeyes team. This is the Iowa team I think is going to make the Final Four. But as far as tonight goes, I really like Iowa laying the 10 against Indiana.
All right, Iowa laying the 10 against Indiana from Chris Ruffalo here on the drive-through. All right, Chris, we're looking here at the numbers here. College hoops, man, you are just having a fantastic season. Now, you just broke the 2,000 barrier. You're heading toward 3,000 units now, approaching 2,400 units of profit. Document number one. Big night of hoops. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, guys, there's still time to get my Thursday Throwdown 5-pack. 5 of my favorite plays for the college hoops card tonight. Like Tony said, it's a massive card. So you really have to believe that I zoned in on these 5 plays because that's how much I really love them. Or you know what? Hop on one of those long-term passes, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. I'm not just a one-trick pony as much as you see college hoops. We've got doing really well in the NHL. Have some NBA plays out there. We'll have the NFL on the weekend. Or guys, you know what? Season pass is still up there, but our new feature that we talked about this morning. We got those 2-for-1 capper passes. Get 2 of your favorite cappers. You guys watch the morning show. It could be 2 of us. Be 2 of the people you see on the drive-through. Could be a mix and match. Find a couple cappers you like. You get 2 of them for a cheaper price. And if you're paying for them individually, it's going to be your best value, like a lot of the packages are on the website. So hop on one of those. PickDogs.com, SportsChatPlace.com, Premium Pick section.
That's right, guys. Check out Chris Ruffalo over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers approaching 2,400 units of profit documented in college hoops. Number one, like I said a couple days ago, we were just talking about 2,000 units. Look how much this is just going up and up. So pick up one of those long-term passes. You want that day pass, get them tonight, and then make that upgrade to one of those 30-day all-sports passes. And, of course, and then make that upgrade again. That takes you into March Madness. So there you go. That's the plan here to go with Chris Ruffalo over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, we'll continue on with our coverage. And it's time to welcome into the show. By the way, I do apologize. I misspoke. I said there was nothing but hoops the rest of the way. Well, we do have one hockey mix in here. So let's bring him in, Rod Zawacki. Rod, how you doing?
Doing good, Tony. Doing good.
All right, man. You guys are you guys are all picking on my team this year. Every pick this year has been against them, and they deserve it. You shouldn't be picking this King team the way they're playing. Colorado Avalanche at the LA Kings. This one will be on NHL Center Ice package. Colorado here is let's get you the current line here with this Colorado and the LA Kings. Colorado is going to be favored here, and we've got the line here now at about 250 in some places, as high as 250, 230. So there's a spread there, total about 5.5. But you're going to look at this one a different way.
Yeah, we're gonna look at this one on the puck line here. These 2 teams just played a night ago on Tuesday night. Colorado jumped out to an early 3-0 lead, and then from the game I watched, they took their foot off the gas and let the Kings back into it in the third period. I don't see them doing that tonight. I think Colorado comes out, puts their foot on the gas, and starts from right from the puck drop. And by the end of the second period, I think they got it up. They're up 5-0, 6-0. I love the Avalanche to make a statement again tonight. As we've seen, the first game of the series when they played already this year, they played St. Louis. They actually lost that game. They came back and walloped St. Louis 8-0 the next one. I got them doing the same thing here. They gave the Kings a little sniff, and they're like, yeah, no, not tonight. You dig in the numbers, and you look, the Kings are 14-40. Historically on one day rest, not so good. So take the Avalanche on the puck line. They easily win this game tonight by 2.
All right, we got Zawacki on the puck line with Colorado. I think I mentioned this before. When they talked about the Kings preview, all they did was talk about their prospects. So I knew it was going to be a long season. It looks that way, Chris.
Absolutely, it does. I mean, we said last time we talked about the Kings, I think it's all about developing Quentin Byfield this season, seeing what prospects you have going for the future. As much as I like Jonathan Quick and as much as I respect him for what he's done in his career, I think he's starting to, be on his last legs. And I think it's like Tony, like you said, I think this is a season where you're going to see Drew Doughty traded at the deadline for some picks and some prospects. I think it's going to be a fire sale in LA, and I think they're just going to see what they can get for certain guys and try to stockpile for the future.
Yeah, it does sound pretty depressing out here in LA Kings. Fortunately, the fans aren't there to see it, but it's been pretty dreadful so far to losing those home games the way they have. All right, LA, it's the Avalanche on the puck line. You're getting plus money there from Rod Zawacki. All right, Rod, let's go. Let's take a look here. We've got a big night of action on the hoops and on the ice. Good start to the NBA season. We see on the ups up plus 230 units. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Tonight over at Pick Dogs Premium, my ultimate college basketball went off a little bit earlier today, so I repurposed it back for you guys. I've got Rod's ultimate drive-through special. It's got 6 college basketball in there, and I threw in 1 10-star NHL play of the night in there. And if you don't want any college basketball, I've got an NHL Slapshot Birdcage available for you. Or pick up something long-term, 3 days, 7 days. Weekends coming up. We got some NFL football playoff action for you coming up too, so grab on something long term. Definitely a bet.
Your best value is getting those long-term passes. You got a 3-day, 7-day. You want to try them out? You want to try Rod? I'll get that 3-day pass, and of course you get all of Rod's plays that he releases over at Pig Dogs Premium for 3 days. That would be NBA, college hoops, and of course NHL. Of course, the NFL playoffs will be Sunday, so good time to pick up one of those long-term passes here from Rod Zawacki over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, is always great having you show. We're going to listen to you in the morning because you're part of that morning crew that gets us up in the morning at 10 a.m., gets us ready for the day.
You bet. Tune in the morning.
All right, Rod. Now you hit one of those bird cages for us a couple of days ago.
And maybe even a little bit of goofy stuff because that's just how we roll.
That is. All right, Rod, have a good night. Our buddy Rod Zawacki here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on. A lot more coverage. Hey, by the way, I'm looking here. We do have the Lakers-Bucks pick coming up a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Let's welcome to the show Shane Mickel. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Shane, how you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great. All right, top of the hour. ESPN2 has Wichita State and Memphis. Memphis now up to a 4.5 to a 3.5. I'm seeing some 4s. This has sat on 3 for a long time. Totals fluctuating a little bit, about 130, 138, even 139. So shop for your numbers. There's some movement here in this line, in this game, this TV game. How do you see this one?
Yeah, this game's all going to come down to what pace is played, and I think Memphis knows to have any chance in this game they have to slow down the tempo. Memphis's offense has not been good this year. Over the last 3 games, they haven't scored more than 54 points. Wichita State hasn't really necessarily pushed the pace, but they are scoring a lot more. But I think Memphis's lack of scoring, plus they're slowing down the pace, will keep this game under. I'm not a huge trends guy, but let's just take a look at a few of the trends. Under is 8-1 in Memphis's last 9 home games. The under is 9-3 in Wichita State's last 12 road games. Everything here is points to the under cash, and I'll take the under.
All right, the under here from Shane Mickel here, Memphis and Wichita State. Your TV game beginning at the top of the hour. All right, Chris, this Memphis team, they've been a money burner if you took them ATS.
Yeah, well, I don't even know who'd have a better chance of covering either the football team or the basketball team. As far as I'm concerned, like I said to Ron Romanelli, we were talking off the air, these guys couldn't cover themselves with a bed sheet getting into bed. Forget about trying to cover a number. I think that, Memphis, Tony and Shane, I guess you guys will agree with me. This has been just a team that, just disappoints. They had James Wiseman for a couple games last year. This is a team that Penny Hardaway keeps bringing talent in. He brought in Landers Nolly II from Virginia Tech. And, they can score, but they still won't cover the number. And as far as we're concerned, in this line of work, that's all we really care about. So, yeah, Tony, like you said, they've been a money burner, and I hope they're not a money burner with this total tonight. I agree with Shane. I like the under, but, with Memphis, it's never a sure thing.
All right, with Memphis, that's correct. All right, Shane, let's take a look here. You did very well last year in the NBA. You were giving Mitch a run. Mitch was the champion last year in NBA. You were a close second. I looked up at the leaderboards, and you are making a move in the NBA because you're on nearly 604 units of profit documented. What you got going on at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I've got 2 NBA plays tonight, 3 college basketball plays. Threw that in the 5-pack for you guys. And I'm really looking at this UFC card. I haven't released. I've been more selective in my UFC. But coming up this weekend, I'm gonna have a few plays on that Conor McGregor card. So hop on long term. You get all that along with NFL, college basketball, NBA.
All right, guys, check them out. That's Shane Mickel over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers there. And of course, once you pick up that pass for tonight, then upgrade to one of those long-term passes because he's delivering there. You see the numbers over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Shane, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, everybody, Shane Mickel here on the drive-thru. Guys, just a reminder here, be sure to subscribe. We talked about this earlier. Our audience is growing. Give us that thumbs up, that like. Come on, let's just show some love on this show. We're giving you a lot of free picks, a loaded show today with a lot of free picks. So give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. And by the way, for everyone that just joined, I want to remind you, if you miss any of the picks, at the end of the show, we will recap every pick that was given out on the show. So be sure to stay tuned for the end of the show when we do our recap. And we'll remind you of all the picks given out on the show. All right, Ann, get ready for the camera because you're next. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show Ann Shore. You'll find her over at Pig Dog Stream. She's doing very well. What it was, I saw about plus 500 units yesterday. Now let's get her on here. Ann, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are
More
you guys?
high fives for you. Look at you. Look at that virtual high five. Great work. Great work. All right, Ann. You picked the game of the night. All right.
I am loving this game tonight. I do have a premium play on this game as well for the spread. But yeah, I had to play with this total here tonight. Numbers girl here. I just love it, and there's a couple reasons why. And and I had did my little survey. I asked a couple guys, what do you think is over? And I love when they say that to me because these teams, they score very high. You have the Bucks, they score 120 points per game. Lakers are averaging 115 points per game. And usually when you see that, the game will stay under. And I know the line did open up. I think it was like 129. It dropped a half a point when I had checked it this morning. But overall, this game is going with the spread. I think it's even now -2 for the Bucks. But this game is going to be a defensive battle. And I know the Bucks, they have been struggling a little bit defensively. They've dropped to number 16th in the league, but with Giannis, the Greek freak here, I think he's going to step it up tonight. This is a game, it's going to be competitive because just from looking at that spread, it's so little. Overall with this game, and the Lakers, I'll also say the Lakers are ranked third in the league for defense. And just overall looking at this, I believe, there's going to be a lot of defensive pressure here. And the nice thing about this is the last 9 out of the last 10 games the Lakers played on the road, the score was under. And 4 out of the last 5 games the Bucks played, the score stayed under. So I'm really going to go here. And, I'm feeling good on this under tonight. This is a really nice one.
Yeah, really. All right, to end here with the under with this game here, TV game. Let's set it up. It's going to go off at 7:30 Eastern time. Bucks and Lakers on TNT, and the pick here is under 228.5 points. All right, Chris, the Lakers with this good defensive form, it's held up on the road for them.
Yeah, and I think it's a credit to their unbeaten record on the road this season. I mean, defense travels, and it's the calling card of what the Lakers have done. I think the Bucks' best chance to slow down the Lakers and sort of break that O for tonight. Like Ann said, slow them down. This is a team that likes to, get up and down the floor and run in transition. And if Milwaukee can get in front of them, slow them down, force them to take some outside shots, this could be a spot where Milwaukee, catches the Lakers by surprise and gets the job done. But I agree, this is a spot where you have to keep a slower pace if Milwaukee wants a chance. So I like the under too.
All right, the under there, 228.5. And sure, you'll find her over at Pig Dog Stream. All right, and big night of action on hoops. Let's take a look here. You're doing very well this year, over 600 units of document. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I just want to first say that, I believe it was yesterday marked the 3 months of being on the Pig Dog sites. I just want to give a big thank you to you, Mitch, Chris, and everybody else on the site. I'm really, humbled and honored to be on there, especially as the first female capper. And, just to celebrate my 3 months, we went 3-0 yesterday with my picks. I'm really warming up this week. I had 2 picks earlier, won them both, college basketball, and I still have a remainder of 2 NBA picks up there tonight and 1 college pick as well. Feeling great about them. They're still on the site, so you can go grab those.
All right, guys, you hear it from Ann Shore. You see the numbers this year, over 600 units of it's a profit document over at Pig Dog Shrimp. She's got that pass for tonight. Get those winnings and an upgrade to a long-term pass tomorrow. You see Ann there with the 7-day and 30-day all sports pass. That's the best value over at Pig Dogs Premium, and she's doing great work over there at the site. 3 months there. All right, Ann, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll see you next week. Actually, yes, we will.
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. And Chris, congratulations to you as well. You've been very successful, and I wish you guys best of luck, and it's always a pleasure.
All right, always a
you,
pleasure
Ann.
to have Ann Shore here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on here on the show, and we're going to go ahead and welcome Damon Sash. He's going to be looking at the ESPN College Hoop game tonight between the Arizona schools, Arizona and Arizona State. Let's go again, bring him in. Damon, how you doing?
Hi, doing good, guys. Good to be here.
Great to have you, Damon. All right, 9 Eastern time. This one's on ESPN for us to watch. Arizona at Arizona State. The Wildcats down to about a 2.5-point favorite. The line is fluctuating in different spots. I'm seeing 2.5s. There's a 3.5 threes. Total sits here about 154.
Yeah, looking into this game, I think typically Arizona's the underachieving team, but this year it's Arizona State, and as a result, I think we're seeing a lot of public heavy action here in Arizona. And as you mentioned, the line opened at 3. It's 2.5 in some spots. Really hasn't moved off of that number too much. Now Arizona, they definitely have the advantage, the height advantage. They're one of the taller teams in all of NCAA. But I like the backcourt of Arizona State. I think they have the advantage in the backcourt. Remy Martin, Alonzo Verge, those are two guys that have NBA-type talent. And their leading scorer is actually Josh Christopher. He's a 5-star recruit. He's a really good freshman. Certainly hasn't disappointed. And, these are both teams they like to run. They like to gun. But I like Arizona State. They haven't shot the ball well this year, but I think they kind of come out of this funk. This is obviously a rivalry game. Arizona State gets this win. It could set, the rest of the season could just, really get them going for the rest of the year. I like them at home with the points in this one.
All right, Damon Sash here is going to go ahead and go with the home dog here, Arizona State plus the 2.5 against the Arizona. All right, Chris, this Arizona State team, they're getting points here at home. You don't see that very often, but this year's been a little rough on them.
Yeah, it has. I think that was my concern with Arizona State, just that against the spread number. This has not been a good Arizona State team in terms of covering the number. But I think there's a lot at stake for both sides here. Not only is it a rivalry game, like Damien said, Arizona State needs a sort of a quality win here to sort of kickstart maybe a roll into conference play. And as far as Arizona goes, well, you don't have any tournament coming up at the end of the season, so you might as well try to focus on the rivalry games. And this could be their quote-unquote their pseudo-national championship game. So this is going to be definitely a great game to watch.
Oh, great game to watch. 9 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Damon, let's take a look here. We got a good night of action coming on tonight from Hoops, Ice, and we're seeing the numbers here. Over 250 units of profit documented in college hoops. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, actually have a pretty big card out there tonight. Had 5 college basketball plays earlier. One had already tipped off, so I got 4 college basketball plays out there remaining. And I have an NBA play and an NHL play all going off tonight. And obviously looking forward to the weekend, NFL action. It's going to be a great weekend. Had last 3 days and profitable for college hoops, and I'm looking to keep that going.
Yeah, keep that going. Damon Sash over at Pig Dogs. Big card tonight over on the site. Once you get that one-day pass from Damon, and of course, take those winnings and upgrade to a longer-term pass because you want to get those football plays this weekend, championship weekend in the NFL. So get on board with long-term pass from Damon Sash over at Pig Dogs Premium. That means you'll get every play that Damon releases on the site for the period of time that you select. All right, Damon, as always, it's great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one.
All right, have a great one yourself. All right, Damon Sash here on the drive-thru. Guys, just a reminder here, we got more picks coming. Give us that thumbs up, that like. We got a full show for you. We greatly appreciate that. All right, let's continue on with the show. It's time to bring in Mitch. He starts it all off in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the crew. We got Rod Zawacki, we got Chris, and of course, Brian Bittler on that show. Let's go ahead and wire him in. Mitch, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I got construction going on in my house, so you might hear some banging, but that's, doesn't matter. We're still going to give out some picks, and I got some other exciting news for you as well. First being that we have our multi-handicapper packages now available at PickDogs and SportsChatPlace.com. You get a slight discount. We're not a discount site. We're not one of these coupon guys or, it's like, it's 8 months before Christmas. It's our 8 months before Christmas sale. We don't do that stuff. We just price everything fairly to begin with. But we did come up with some multi-capper packages. If you want to buy some longer-term multi-capper packages, there's a slight discount to those if you get 2 capper packages at the same time. It's underneath the drop-down menu for the site. We haven't really been publicizing it. We just launched it yesterday. The second bit of exciting news is that we have another MMA show coming up after this show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brad Francis and Payne Hansen, if you haven't seen these kids, they are, well, I call them kids, but they're men, right? I mean, these guys are absolutely fantastic. And, I know that, I'm not getting any younger, and, none of us are. But, it's nice to see the next wave of cappers and experts coming through. And we see it on this show, and, we'll see it on that MMA show as well. These guys are really, really into it, and their analysis has been spot on.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch. We're gonna look at the game tonight. You're gonna keep us late up. You're gonna keep us up late. 11 Eastern time. Colorado State and it's Utah State, and they're back to back. Utah State lane 8. Total sits are about 141.
Utah State got the best of Colorado State in the first part of this one, but we've really been watching these Mountain West teams on our morning show. These have kind of been our teams, the Boise's of the world. We were all over Boise before the season even started. I had my card, with my teams, on it. Boise was one of them, and Loyola Marymount we had. We were not in the Mountain West, but those were the types of teams that we had. And we've been riding those teams. And Colorado State's been one of those teams who returned 4 of their 5 starters from last season. The guy they lost, Nico Carbacho, was their best and, holds a lot of those records. He's kind of like, like a Frank Kaminsky at, Wisconsin, where he's not irreplaceable, but he put up some really, really good numbers while he was at Colorado State. But the thing is that the other 4 guys that came back, all really, really good players. We know Utah State lost some of their best players from last year's team, but this year's team looks really good as well. I just think that this game is going to be a lot more competitive than last game. And, we're seeing also some pressure on, on the betting side going on to Utah State as far as the betting action because of last time out, with 57% of the public on Utah State, but only 31% of the money backing that up. And you guys know what that means. That means it's the public putting those bets out there. So I really like Colorado State here. I liked them in the first game. That's what do you call it, asterisks or something. I liked them in the first game. They hung in there. Utah State pulled away at the end, but when the good teams play, very, very hard to beat the same team back to back, and let alone beat them badly. So it's 8. I think the line opened at 9. We have some inverse line movement in this game. It all makes sense.
All right, Mitch here with Colorado State +8 against Utah State. Chris, we know Utah State's played some pretty good D this year, but that first meeting was pretty high scoring.
Yeah, it was, and I think this is a game where we're going to see a little bit like some of the same. I think both these teams like to run and gun, and especially Utah State, they like to score. But they also like to play defense as well. But I do think Colorado State's going to show up for the rematch. I think it's going to be a close game, and neither team's going to get drilled or hammered. I was waiting for the hardware joke. But yes. No, I think it's going to be a close game. So this is going to be another game to watch, and a nice reason to stay up late.
Colorado State +8. Stay up late for this one. Get your coffee in you right now. Hey, Mitch, is all this constructed because of Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah, we got a little Jim Harbaugh going on here, but really just, we had a great December at Pick Dogs. We just did. When I started Pick Dogs, and, I could go on and on about this, and I do all the time anyway, but when we started Pick Dogs, I said that this was going to be the biggest thing I've ever done. And every month, it just gets – it's already the biggest thing I've ever done. It's my 3rd website that I've launched, and it's already the biggest thing I've ever done. And then every month, it's just bigger and bigger and bigger. Our audience has grown. I mean, you see in the comments, people saying, I just found you guys. And it's hard to believe because Tony and I have been online for how long, forever, right? I mean, we're the dinosaurs of the business. We'll be the next Dave Koken talking about how the Sharps are betting the number, right? It's like, that'll be us, but we're not too far from that. But, at the same time, like I said, Pick Dogs is the biggest thing I've ever done, and it's the biggest project, and it's also the most people that I've ever had, doing it. And this is really, just a super group. This is the best group we've ever had.
Absolutely. What a great group to work with, and I enjoy everyone. It's just so professionally run. Great.
I know people think I
atmosphere.
say that all the time, but really, this is the best group ever.
It's a great working culture here with everyone. Such a good group. All right, Mitch. As always, great having you on the show. We'll listen to you tomorrow morning for that morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's every day. And a note, it's very important. Halftime shows. We got the championship Sunday, so you'll have those halftime pick shows for us.
Yeah, I've seen some abusive Twitter comments towards some of our competition. I just want to say I'm proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for backing us. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks, guys. This show, every week when I'm on and I'm watching how many people are watching it, the number just gets bigger by 10%, 15% every single week. I think the first week we did this, we had like 35 people watching. Now it's, 400 and something. So awesome. Be sure to smash the like button, support the show. We don't ask for any money for our free picks, like some of these other sites. It's free picks. We're asking for money. It's like, I don't get it. But it's, this show 100% free. All we ask for is that you hit that like button, and it helps us a ton. It costs you zippo.
Yep, certainly does. All right, Mitch, it's always great having you on the show. Make sure you smash that like button. Help us grow our audience. We appreciate that. And Mitch,
take the hammer to the like button.
Get that hammer to the like button. Get that construction worker over there and hit that like button for us. All right.
Hey, it's going to be a wonderful new master bath.
Yeah, it will. It will. All right, Mitch, enjoy the night. We'll talk with you. We'll listen to you tomorrow morning.
Thank you, guys. You guys are killing it.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Mitch here on the Drive Thru. Guys, reminder, we will recap every pick that's given out on the show today, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here. It's time for yours truly. My pick today, well, we're going to go listen, I didn't update my graphic. What am I doing? Okay. We're going to look at Loyola Marymount plus the 2.5 here against St. Mary's. And while St. Mary's, they've lost 4 of their past 5. They've lost a lot from last year. This is a team I was not high on coming into this season, especially in that first one against Memphis. I went against them. They're really playing poorly against the WCC, shooting just 37% and giving up 48% from the field. Lions, well, they've won 5 of 6, playing better than the Gales right now on both ends of the court. They're second best in defensive efficiency against the conference. St. Mary's really has struggled to defend around the bucket, so I'm going to continue to go against the St. Mary's team and take Loyola Marymount plus the 2.5 points. And Chris, the St. Mary's team just doesn't seem to have it this year.
Yeah, well, first off, I want to say Tony was so excited about this Loyola Marymount game that he forgot to update his graphics. He was betting it 3 or 4 times. That's how much he loves this pick. But no, you know what? How many times have we said it? This St. Mary's team, it lost Malik Fitz and Jordan Ford, accounted for almost 40 points per game for him last year. That's a lot of point production to replace when you're not one of these Power 5 schools that has talent that just keeps rolling in. St. Mary's usually brings a few guys in, and then they roll them out as 4-year players. So I think it's going to be sort of it's the Gales have picked up some wins, but I still don't see St. Mary's doing a lot of damage down the road. I think this is maybe a team that might get invited to one of these postseason tournaments, maybe the CBI or the CIT or something. But I think it's just I think it's sort of a rebuilding year, but a good rebuilding year for the Gales.
It's that way. All right, guys, play on Loyola Marymount plus the 2.5. And I, by the way, have a 3-pack right now over at Pig Dog Premium, as well as my long-term passes, a 7-day, a 30-day all-sports pass. Look me up over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, now it's time to go ahead and recap the picks from the show today. Let's take a look here who we have. We got Ann Shore, if she's still online. You still online, Ann? Yes, she is. She joins us. All right. Unmute. There you go. All right. Ninos also joins us on this segment. So let's go ahead and run through the picks. Big show. A lot of picks on the show today. It all started off with Alex Smart. Golden State Warriors minus 4.5 against the New York Knicks. Tony Brown, Tampa Bay Lightning laying the $1.55. That's that TV game on NBC Sports Network against Columbus. Chris, Iowa laying the 10 against Indiana on Fox 1. Rod Zawacki, Colorado Avalanche, the puck line laying the minus 1.5 goals against the LA Kings. Your return plus 120. Shane Mickel, Memphis, Wichita State going under 138.5, and was on the Lakers Bucks under 228.5. Damon Sash, Arizona State plus 2.5 against Arizona. It was Mitch on Colorado State plus the 8 against Utah State. Yours truly, Loyola Marymount plus the 2.5 against St. Mary's. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I'm going to have to stay on the panel. I'm with you, Tony. I like that Loyola Marymount plus the 2.5. I think the Lions win that game outright.
All right, let's go over to Ninos. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, a lot of good ones, including that one. But since I'm wearing the Kings shirt, I'll clarify that I will agree with Rod on his pick to go against them. I think their losing streak will outlast their 1-game losing streak. 1 point losses. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
All right, let's go over to Ann Shore. Ann, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, it's funny. I was sitting here. Chris opened my eyes up to this Iowa one. I'm like, this is a great pick. I just love Iowa. They got amazing offense. They're gonna crush them. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah, I'm with you there with the crushing there with Iowa laying the 10 against Indiana. All right, guys, this is our show, The Drive-Thru. We're back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to stay tuned. Top of the hour, it's another UFC show, so make sure you have those notifications set. And, of course, it all gets started in the mornings every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's Mitch, Rod, Chris, and Brian Bittler with the morning shows, so be sure to tune in. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show and give away goodbye. And look at the birdcage. We got Rod Zawacki sends Senators, Devils, and Flyers on his 3-team birdcage, so check that one out. And from Rod Zawacki, it's shaking a little bit there. A little shake. I don't know. Now it's still. We got the confidence on there. All right, Ann, have a good night. Continue that success.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Chris, back tomorrow. Elle, have a great weekend, and good luck with that birdcage, Rod Zawacki, and we'll wave everyone good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.